As you know, Lyndsay, I'm a huge movie guy.
Yes, I do.
Love movies. Mm-hmm. Did you know that like Quentin Tarantino films are actually like relegated as being revenge porn movies?
Oh, for crying out loud, just because the whole movie's about revenge?
Yes.
Oh my Lord.
Yes, you got it. I didn't think you'd get that.
I mean, I don't know what to say. I'm a genius. I'm a god. I'm Kanye West.
I thought this was going to be a better intro.
He's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to start. Don't worry, Lyndsay. I got this one. Bam. Bamboozled.
Totally. Well, now you know I'm a huge Quentin Tarantino fan.
Well, I think most of us are.
I hope so.
I do too. Because
I hope so.
Oh, God. I catch myself watching Pulp Fiction way too often.
You know, I tried watching. It's actually the hardest Quentin Tarantino film that I try to watch, and it's hard for me to finish it still to this day.
I wonder why, because Kill Bill's pretty fucked up.
It is. But it's just crazy how it's not how, I mean, Pulp Fiction is not at all in chronological order right now, you know?
Oh, yeah, I can see how you would have complicated issues with that.
Yeah, so when the big guy dies, it's like, wait, we just saw him live like 5 minutes ago, and then like again in 5 minutes you see him alive, and I'm like, what is going on here? Is this time travel? Is this what is going on?
Follow the bouncing ball.
Where is the bouncing ball? There it is.
This is your Almost There podcast. We are here today, and we are going to talk about revenge porn. This is like the second part to our episode that we did a week or two ago. I'm going on vacation, so I'm kind of already checked out here, folks, so we'll see how this goes.
Wow.
Oh, I know.
That explains so much about today.
Oh, does it? Because I'm in such a good mood.
Yes, that's why.
Yeah.
That's why.
I'm also in a good mood because my pain level's decent today, as it has not been for the past couple days. So I'm like, oh gosh, going from a 9 to a 6 is like, holy crap. It's like emergency room versus, all right, I can do this.
I bet. I thought it was just that Reese's peanut butter cup you had like 4 minutes ago.
Yeah, I did. And so if you hear me smacking and like picking my teeth, that's why.
I gotta be honest. We talked about this last week again, or like a couple days ago, whatever. We talked about porn. When it comes down to revenge porn, I have no idea what it is.
Okay.
And that's really weird. I mean, I'm looking at, obviously there's definitions and this and that, but I don't really know what it's all about. Does that make any sense? Am I making any sense about this?
Well, okay, so in my mind, revenge porn, I mean, I can understand, generally speaking, we think of revenge porn as somebody getting back at somebody. I mean, that's got to be what it is.
Okay, so what's the big deal about it? Why is it so popular? Why is it being used?
Well, because people can.
I feel so innocent on this. Really, I do.
Well, I do too, because I've never... Well, remember how on the episode that we did about porn and how I ended telling that one story about how I did this little mini thing when I was like 19, like total dumbass, 20, whatever the hell age I was. And I was afraid that if I did anything ever in my life to like become famous or to do some of the things that I wanted to do, that video was going to come out at some point, which is from talking to my friend afterwards. I told him about them. Like, guess what? You're like trickled through this episode, dude. So get ready. Hop aboard the Lyndsay train. He's like, I hopped aboard a long time ago.
What did he say when you said that?
He was like, dude, do you know how grainy and hard it was to even see then? Like, there's no way. And he's like, I don't think that thing even remotely exists anymore. I'm like, I'm not taking any risks.
So there wasn't really revenge porn. It just, you guys just made a video, basically.
Right, but what, for some reason, I don't necessarily think it needs to be revenge more than like fucking with somebody too.
I see.
Like to get money or whatever. Like, let's just say somehow, like if I had gone after my singing career when I was, and I turned into this Gwen Stefani, and this guy had this video and was like, hey, I want $3 million, or I'm sending it to TMZ or whatever. Like, I don't feel that highly about myself that I felt like I would turn into Gwen Stefani, but I had the voice and I had the desire to do that. And then I made some pretty crappy decisions. And so I I kind of felt like that is a version of revenge porn in my mind.
I see.
Also, like sending nudies. Like, what if you break up with your girlfriend and then, you know, you've got all these, she cheated on you or whatever, and then you've got all these nudies, and then you just want to put them out on the internet, and you want, you know, I mean, it's just, and humiliate people. And that to me, I believe, that's my take on what revenge porn is.
I understand I'm going to be honest as a guy, and I'm not saying I would ever do this or ever, like, you know, want to do this, but I would make me think twice of if that actually happened. For example, my ex, you know, if I had pictures and all that stuff, and, you know, obviously she did me dirty, it would cross my mind of doing that.
Oh,
it would. And I'm not trying to admit to a federal crime, because I think it's a crime in some states now.
You know what? I don't know that. I can look it up. But is it a crime?
I believe
gotta be.
It has to be a crime now.
It's gotta be a crime in frickin' who knows where.
In our amazing state of California,
yeah.
It has to be one of them. But I mean, I would never follow through, and I really do mean that. I would never really follow through, but it would cross my mind of like, man, this bitch just totally cheated on me. I'm going to go, you know, look at her boobs or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I would never follow through with it. But it's amazing to see how many guys, or I don't even, maybe women, or I don't know. I'm not going to segregate a gender here of who does it, you know. But I would never think twice. I would think twice of doing it, and I would never do it.
Yeah.
And it's amazing to see, you know, and I look back and I shared a lot of my porn experience. Hey guys, I'm John Ramirez, a chronic masturbator and 24-hour porn user back in the day. I just do that because honestly, it's kind of funny, but it's kind of sad at the same time.
Hey, you're the one calling yourself that, so I plead the fifth.
I'm just saying, it's who I was, not who I am now. But I look back and I you know, and obviously how I feel about porn. If you didn't listen to the last episode, I can't stand, and I'm pretty sure you did, but I can't stand porn. We can't stand porn, myself and Lyndsay. Mine, I feel, is at a whole nother level of like, it sucks. It's the worst thing ever. It's an epidemic. It's a fucking epidemic.
It's a fucking epidemic, Lyndsay.
Yes, when it comes down to revenge porn, now this whole nother subject we're going to tackle here, I'm looking at just one definition of many that I'm seeing here on urbandictionary.com. Shameless plug. Thank you, urbandictionary.com. Revenge porn, homemade porn uploaded by an ex-girlfriend or usually the ex-boyfriend. What the hell? Why are we segregating gender?
I don't know why either.
Whatever. After a particular vicious breakup by means of humiliating the ex or just like for their own amusement. So basically it means like, you know, one person screwed over the other person, and they're putting out, like you just said, all their nudes are now live on whatever platform of porn.
On the interwebs?
On the interwebs, yes. So I'm going to be honest. I think I have seen probably a lot of revenge porn in my porn days.
Really? What?
I think so. You know, and I'm not trying to get, you know, I don't want to throw, you know, websites out there, Pornhub.com. But there was a lot of websites that I've seen have these kind of captions of something like, this is my ex, the bitch might as well die, but here, this is when we fucked.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I would be so humiliated. And
there was a lot of tags like that. I mean, there's a whole nother website. I remember, again, I haven't seen porn in a very long time. Very happy about that. But again, it's just ingrained in your memory. Once you see porn, it's not really easy to unsee it, if that makes any sense.
Sure. I actually went onto Pornhub a couple days ago just to look at just the homepage, and I was like, and seen. Like, I did not even want to try to explore it at all. And it's not because I'm a prude. God, no. We know that. We've established that Lyndsay's not a prude.
We've established it, folks.
Yep, we have. Bing. But I'm totally grossed out by it. It's just, again,
it's disgusting.
It's disgusting, but I'm circling back to what we talked about, at least my stance on it, where especially when we were talking about the church and how I'm like, okay, I don't get that side of it where you can show up on Sunday and be okay, but then be this heavy porn user. We covered that topic last episode in case you missed it. And I'm just like, I don't understand it. I don't get it.
Well, nearly, you know, when it comes down to porn, especially revenge porn, as I'm saying, I'm having an article from BusinessInsider.com. Nearly 10 million Americans are victims of this revenge porn.
Oh, I bet.
10 million Americans.
Yeah.
10 million? just because there's these breakups and all of a sudden we're going to post it up and there it is for the world to see. And I mean, going back to what I just told you right now, when I would go on Pornhub and I'd see these things, there's websites dedicated to my crazy ex-girlfriend. And I don't know, I mean,
Sure.
again, some of it's a show. I don't know if it's a show or not, but they put on this show, or whether it's real or not real, we don't even know. But of like, oh yeah, that was my ex-girlfriend, or I'm dating or married to this guy and here I am in this porn shoot and I'm getting back at him. And it's like, how do we even know what revenge porn is anymore if it's even like acted out in the world or acted out in the porn world? What is revenge porn now?
I don't know, because so I'm trying to wrap my mind around the idea of revenge, because I don't have it. I mean, the only time that I can pull out jealousy or revenge, I'm not a jealous person either. I couldn't be, especially like, for example, when I was married, my ex-husband has met many of my ex-boyfriends, some of which I have slept with. And he was super, well, I've come to find out he was not, but he acted like he was. At least during the divorce, it all turned all topsy-turvy on us. But I don't have, like, even through the stuff that he and I went through, the only time I ever could identify with the feeling of revenge is when he would do something stupid with his stupid Camaro. Did I mention that? I think that it's stupid?
Yes, you
Okay,
did.
I just wanted to make sure that you understood that.
It's pretty stupid.
It's pretty stupid.
You know, there's even campaigns that I'm seeing. I mean, there's, you know, a couple articles again I have in front of me. This one from cyberbullying. You know that revenge porn is considered cyberbullying?
It absolutely, 100%. I mean, think about, okay, we did not have it. I mean, for me, I can speak to, we didn't have cyberbullying. We didn't have social media. We barely had the internet. It was like dial-up when I was in college. And, you know, I don't even know what the equivalent of it would have been then. I mean, I really don't even know. But now, with cyberbullying, 100%. Of course that's revenge porn. I mean, think of teenagers. They don't understand the potential consequences that come with engaging and sexting and sharing their personal and, like, explicit photos, you know?
And again, once it's out there, it's out there. There's no, the internet is, the internet is completely ruthless and it's completely undone. Like, there's no way, you can delete a picture,
they're like,
a video.
We pulled it down from Twitter. Oh, no, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Somebody screenshotted it.
8,000 people screenshotted your shit.
And a lot of you nowadays, everyone's like, you know, when you have a notification, like they have push notifications where it's like you'll get notified when someone uploads their photo or uploads their story on Instagram or something. Like, it's definitely, once it's out there, it's out there. There's no going back from it. It's simple as that, you know. And a lot of our kids now, and I'm a kid myself, you know, 26 years old, but a lot of our kids, like the generation below me, I think they're gonna have a harder time understanding that concept, because again, I don't know if it's the maturity issue. I don't know if it's like, dude or gal, what the hell, it's out there, dude. Like, girl, it's out there. Girl, it's out there. And when it comes down to revenge porn, like, it's out there. Simple as that.
Do you think girls send more sexy pictures, or do you think boys do?
I think the guys initiate it, first of all. You know, I have a lot of...
So they're like the ones poking the dog for it, but won't send it?
Yeah, so I have a lot of, you know, women friends that tell me, like, oh, they get numerous dick pics. And this is true, like, a lot of dick pics, which is why in our little outro or little, you know, out of the show thing, we're like, don't send dick pics.
Right,
this is not cool. This isn't fun.
No, it's
not cool, because it's simple of like, dude, like, they're sending these dick pics to these women, and these women are like, oh, wow, look at your dick. Do you think they're really saying that? Maybe 1 out of 1,000,000, or maybe 1 out of 100. But
I mean, even with like a boyfriend or a spouse, on speaking from my experience, if they're like, ooh, send me something, I'll like send them like a booby picture or whatever, and then they send me a picture of their penis, and I'm like, I even like you, and I don't want this.
And it's crazy to think, like, when a guy sends it, like, there's no shame in it. It's like, here's my dick, check it out.
Yeah.
So the women or woman, whatever, can go ahead and take that dick and post it anywhere. And for the guy, it's like, yeah, that's my dick, homie. That's me. Think about that. That's not revenge porn for the guy or for the girl. That's just like, yeah, that's my dick. That's me right there. All me. That's all me right there.
Why do you sound like Humpty Dumpty?
I'm sorry. That's all me right there. That's all me. That's my penis. You know, but for women, if a woman were to send a vagina over to a guy, and obviously, like, you know, I don't know, it doesn't work out well, and he posts it up, it's completely earth-shattering to everybody.
Yes. I would
Isn't
agree.
that crazy?
Well, our bodies are very different.
Yeah, I mean, yes, but at the same time, isn't that crazy how we, it's like, it's the whole idea of like, a woman, a hot teacher, having sex with an underage boy, and it's like, oh, that kid lucked out. But if you reverse the roles, it's like, what a creep.
Yeah.
And that's for the majority of society. I'm not saying that's right, not right at all. It's still disgusting in both worlds.
That's for a whole nother episode, because I have a whole bunch of topics to talk about in regards to teachers and sex.
But when we're talking about revenge porn, like, victims of revenge porn are 93% victims of women. 93% said they have suffered significant emotional stress due to being a victim and being a woman on top of that.
Yeah.
And this, again, is